Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on today's video. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Alex Avila with Love University, and we're back. I'm an author, psychologist, and speaker. Every week we talk about how to love yourself, others, and a higher nature, how to improve your finances, career, health, relationships, and spirituality. We've been continuing our series of Lovetypes based on my best-selling book, Lovetypes, Discover Your Romantic Style and Find Your Soulmate. Lovetypes shows you how to identify your most compatible soulmate based on the theory behind the Myers-Briggs personality test, the most popular personality test in the world. And today I'm going to talk about the final two dimensions of personality in the Lovetype system, the deciding dimension and the organizing dimension. Let's start with the deciding dimension, which asks the question, which is your guide, your head, or your heart? Are you a thinker or a feeler? John was a cuddler. He loved to be affectionate with his dates. Hugging, caressing, and handing out stuffed teddy bears were John's favorite specialties. In fact, John was like a big teddy bear himself, with his ample belly, sensitive blue eyes, and fluffy beard. When he found Virginia online, he read that she was a romantic woman looking for a romantic man, and he was excited. He thought he finally had a chance to meet a lady who valued a non-traditional guy like himself, a caring man who was gentle and open with his feelings. Or he was disappointed when he picked her up for their first date. From the moment he saw her, he felt the cool breeze of her personality. She didn't smile at all, didn't offer her hand, and appeared very distant during the date. All Virginia talked about was the computer system she was designing for her office, and how nobody there was smart enough to understand what she was doing. After dinner, John took her home, convinced that Virginia didn't like him at all. As he was getting ready to say goodnight, she surprised him by saying, "I believe we may have a future together. We seem to be intellectually compatible. I'll call you when my schedule clears." Now, John was thinking to himself, wait a minute. I'm not sure if we're intellectually compatible, but I know we're definitely not emotionally compatible. Staying home alone will be infinitely better than spending another evening with a distant, unemotional woman like Virginia. What John didn't really understand is that Virginia is a specific, unique personality type called the thinker, someone who makes decisions by their logic. Now, if you're the thinker, you scored the letter T on the Lovetype quiz. And by the way, you can take that on lovetype.com. You're the kind of person who prefers to think things through first, calculating all the angles and possibilities. And then, if necessary, allow your feelings and values to play a part in the decision. But if you're a feeler and you receive the letter F on the Lovetype quiz, you lead with your heart, your feelings. You base decisions on your values, feelings, and desire to build relationships. And then, if necessary, allow your logic to back up what you just decided. In the case of Virginia, a thinker, he valued intellectual compatibility when it came to choosing her mate. John, on the other hand, was a feeler, and he yearned for an intimate, emotional bond with his partner. Unfortunately, neither person got what they wanted, and both went home unhappy. And here's an interesting question. Why are more women classified as feelers and more men classified as thinkers? In the Lovetype system, based on the Myers-Briggs theory of personality, thinkers and feelers are divided 50-50 in society. 50% of people are classified as thinkers and 50% are classified as feelers. However, of those 50% who are classified as thinkers, approximately 2/3 are men and 1/3 are women. The situation is reversed for feelers. About 2/3 of the feelers are women and 1/3 are men. Now, traditional gender roles may explain the male-female difference in this dimension. Although society is changing, women have traditionally been socialized to be more nurturing, express their other feelings, and invested in personal relationships. And men have been more socialized to be logical, analytical, and less relationship-focused. Even though things are changing, as it stands today, more women are classified as feelers and more men are labeled as thinkers. As society continues to encourage and educate men to be more aware of their feelings and women to be more analytical, this trend may change over time. Now, if you're sitting at home and you're not sure which one you are, a thinker or a feeler on the Lovetype personality system, I'll give you a few clues right now. First of all, if you're a feeler in a love relationship, you enjoy expressions of affection in any form. You cherish back rubs, caresses, and verbal tokens of affection. I love you is always welcomed. At the same time, you dislike manipulative behavior, aggressiveness, and insensitivity from your mate. On the other hand, if you're a thinker, you make decisions primarily by your logic and analysis. You value competence, a keen sense of humor, stimulating conversation, respect, and individuality in your mate. You're turned off by too much emotional or physical clutching, and especially by excessive sentimentality, the touchy-feely stuff, as other people call it. Now, Jonathan, my producer, when we first started this presentation, you kind of only laughed a little bit. I was describing a teddy bear kind of guy that likes to give teddy bears and is affectionate. Did you see yourself in that? How do you see yourself, a thinker or a feeler?
I mean, you literally used my name in that segment, so I'm like, oh, this is literally me right here.
Okay. Well, what about it besides your name? Are you a cuddler? Do you think you're a feeling male? And remember, 1/3 of males are feelers and 2/3 are thinkers. So a feeling male is actually a rarity in the society. How would you describe yourself, thinker or feeler?
Definitely a feeler for sure.
Okay, and tell me why. What are some of the elements that you think make you a feeler, a male?
I usually guide my choices based on emotion rather than logic, and because of that, sometimes I should be thinking with my head instead of my heart.
Okay. Are you romantically sentimental, like the gifts and stuff we're talking about, kind of thing?
Yeah, I like to shower people with praise and love, and be like, oh, I got you some flowers because you were feeling sad or something like that.
Okay. You mean people, or say a lady that you like?
I guess just people in general, I guess. But yeah, I guess ladies as well.
In a romantic setting, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. And of course, the thinkers are those that may not give the emotional reactions as much, but they can love inside, but they show it differently, right? They show it by intellectual conversation, competence, even debating, sarcasm. I know you like a little sarcasm sometimes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sarcastic.
Okay. But if it gets too much, what could happen to you if you're a feeler?
It can, so say if we're just joking around and we're lightly poking fun at each other, that's fine. But there's always a boundary.
Yes, because feelers take things personally. That's how they're defined.
Yeah.
And it may go beyond that and they can take it. But to them, it's not a big deal and they don't take it personally. Now, in terms of finding out your best combination, people often ask this of the Lovetype system. Who's my best match? If I'm a male thinker, should I be with a female thinker, a female feeler, or vice versa? The key is that any combination can work if you respect each other's style. Now, of course, since most men are thinkers and most women are feelers, the female feeler and male thinker combination is quite common. But you can also see a male feeler with a female feeler, a male thinker with a female thinker, and the opposites that we've been describing, a female thinker with a male feeler. And again, that can work if they understand each other, if they really appreciate the differences. And as we talk about the love types, that's really the key, to respect your uniqueness and your partner's uniqueness and really embrace who they are. And now we get to the last dimension of the Lovetype system, what we call the organizing dimension. Do you live by a daily planner or by the seat of your pants? In other words, are you structured or spontaneous? Raul was already an hour late for his dinner date with Juanita. As a person with a flexible and spontaneous personality style, he was always running late. It wasn't that he meant to be flaky or irresponsible. It was just that Raul always had one more thing to do, one more call to make, one more errand to run. He really loved his lifestyle, but he also realized that others didn't always share his appreciation for it. When he arrived at Juanita's house, she was already past mad. She was into rage, hate, and a few other emotional states too scary to mention. How could you be so late when I kept telling you how much it bothers me? Yelled Juanita. Now we're late for my company dinner, and I'm going to look like a fool. You don't love me. Juanita has always been on time. She was a meticulous, organized, and always early to everything. For her, being late was one of the worst things she can imagine. She was the perfect role model of the structured personality, someone who was organized, time-sensitive, and loved schedules. Ever since they started dating 5 months ago, their lifestyle preferences had been clashing. Now, otherwise, they liked each other a lot, but this difference was tough. I'm sorry, mi amorcito, my love, Raul said as he tried to charm his way out of trouble. I just had to take an important phone call. It was urgent. It will never happen again. I love you to death. A bit mollified by Raul's sweet talk, Juanita decided she would forgive him this time. She climbed into Raul's car, but as she sat down, she heard a nasty squish and experienced a horrible sensation as the remains of Raul's potato salad lunch magnetized to her new black dress. Instantly, Juanita emitted a shriek heard around the neighborhood, and Raul cringed. Oh no, he forgot to clean up his car in the rush. Wait until she finds out about the broken fountain pen underneath the salad. This is going to be trouble, thought Raul. Now think about yourself. Are you always on time while everyone else is always late? Is your home or office painstakingly clean and organized? And people think you're the most organized person they know. If so, you're the structured personality, also known as the judger, on the Lovetype system. On the Lovetype quiz, you receive the letter J for judger. Think of a judge who's very structured, schedule-oriented, and organized. You're part of the 60% of society as a judger or structured person. Or you may be the kind of person who is usually late because you have one more thing to do. Do you hate schedules and savor a flexible and spontaneous lifestyle? Are you relaxed in your housekeeping and organization standards, preferring a fun, easygoing environment to one that is compulsively neat? If so, you're the spontaneous personality, also known as the perceiver. You receive the letter P on your Lovetype quiz. You make up about 40% of society. The difference between the structured judger and the spontaneous perceiver is not always clear-cut. You may be the type of judger who allows your desire for organization to slide because other pressing matters demand your attention. Yet you would readily admit that being disorganized is one of your greatest nightmares. Or you could be the type of perceiver, spontaneous person, who seems fairly well organized in your work life. When it comes to your personal life, you let everything fall where it may. If you had to choose between living a free-flowing, unstructured lifestyle and one filled with schedules and structure, you would choose the more relaxed way of living. If you're a judger, on the other hand, you enjoy schedules in everything you do, including your love life. You like to plan ahead and arrange all the details in your romantic encounters. As a judger, structured personality, you also attach a great value to commitment in relationships. From the moment you start going out with someone, you're already trying to determine where the relationship is heading. Are marriage and children the end result, or merely fun dating? You want to know what to expect as soon as possible. On the other hand, if you're a spontaneous perceiver, you hate schedules and time pressures, especially in your love life. When it comes to romance, you crave the mystery and suspense, not knowing what will happen next. The possibility that anything can and will happen. As a perceiver, spontaneous person, you have a tremendous need for fun, excitement, and variety in your relationships. At the same time, you may have a terrible time making up your mind and committing to a partner. Because you value spontaneity and flexibility, you tend to delay commitment as long as possible. You like to weigh your options in your current relationship while staying open to the potential of other relationships before you profess undying love and sign on the bottom line. Here's a big issue between structured people and spontaneous people. The structured person always asks the spontaneous one, "Why are you always late for our dates?" In one case, a spontaneous perceiver was exactly 24 hours late for a date. His excuse? He told his furious judge or structured date that he got the time right but the day wrong. If you're a perceiver, spontaneous person, you can believe this. If you're a structured judger, you say, "Forget it, we're done." Now, Jonathan, we've talked about this one in the past, the structured versus spontaneous dimension. Which one are you more, structured or spontaneous?
So I think I'm more structured, but I also have structure to be spontaneous as well. So it's like, all right, say I'm hanging out with someone. Mm-hmm. We plan for the rest of the evening off or whatever, but we plan to be spontaneous during that time, if that makes any sense.
I think it does, yeah. They told me you like to go out and have some fun parties sometimes, but you're also very responsible.
Yeah.
So do you kind of schedule your fun time and then follow through on it that way?
Yes.
Okay, and why is that good for you as a structured personality?
I got other commitments to attend to, either work or, family business. Lately I've just been trying to schedule everything in with the calendar.
That makes sense. Now you cut your hair a little shorter. You look more structured now, like a corporate guy a little bit. I used to have a rocker style. But I know you're the caretaker, and we're going to get to that Lovetype later on in the series, which is a very traditional, family-oriented, kind of a perfect dad type. Mm-hmm. Because you are structured and also you're a feeler as well. So that's a very wonderful guy. So you're lucky, Jonathan, in that sense.
Oh, I guess I'm lucky to be lucky.
Okay. And some lucky lady will find that to be the case. Now, in terms of the Lovetype system, this is the key point as we get further into the series, eventually help you discover your romantic style and then find your ideal soulmate, is that the Lovetype system respects individual differences. When you start dating people who have different personality preferences, always remember this important point. Different doesn't mean inferior. One person can enjoy a relaxed, flexible lifestyle that doesn't insist on much structure or organization, while another person may thrive on orderliness and schedules. Neither approach is better than the other. Each is a matter of personal preference. Whatever you do, don't condemn either your own relationship style or anyone else's. By accepting your built-in preferences, you're affirming your personal worth. Although your way of relating to others may be different and possibly uncommon, you're simply being who you are, and that is just fine. At the same time, you should avoid attempting a renovation project on the people you date. Resist the temptation to mold your dating partners into the personalities you want them to be. First of all, they will probably not change decades of ingrained habits and preferences just to suit your demands. And secondly, they will resent you for trying to make them over in your image. You will be much happier and enjoy higher quality relationships if you respect other people and their relationship preferences. And if you allow them to express their unique personalities without excessive criticism. If you can't accept a potential mate as they are, then you can use the Lovetype system to find someone who already possesses the personality type that best complements your individual style. Love University students, again, the Lovetype system is really about loving yourself first, embracing your unique nature, your personality style, whether you're introvert, extrovert, thinker or feeler, structured or spontaneous, imaginative or practical, and then naturally getting involved in activities, events, and places where you're likely to meet your ideal Lovetype match, someone who's not exactly the same, but they share similar core personality styles. And we're going to get into how to do that, how to ask the right questions, how to meet the right people, and eventually find your long-term compatible soulmate. And that goes into loving others, but that one special person. And if you haven't taken the Lovetype quiz yet, you can go to my website, lovetype.com. It's a simple 28-question quiz that can help you identify your unique love type and then help you find the right love type for you. By the way, if you want to pick up a copy of LoveTypes, it's still in print. It's been around for quite a while. It's a classic. You can find it on Amazon.com, LoveTypes. And also make sure to click on the social media links below and like, follow, and subscribe to us on the Love University YouTube channel. So again, this week, Love University students, go out and first of all, discover who you are, embrace your unique personality, and go out and meet the people and individual that will resonate with who you really are. You can build that love that lasts. Love University students, it's time now. Put away your notebooks, your iPads, your phones. Class is now dismissed. This is Dr. Avila with Love University.